Bang! Yeah, 713, no 7 this league, throwing rocks at the backboard. Living our dream, better dribble to the 3, take the shot, here a cash short. And we don't even care what you say, we ain't scared of the hate, get a win in this last floor. Stand in the paint, better clear out the way, hit the court with the black force energy. Every single week on a killing spree, you kidding me? You talk about winning with the epitome, you better be talking with peace and we locking the key on them. Know that it's rocking with Ryan and Donte, the drip guy, we beyond the gossip, the topics we talk on a pop and we conquering the obstacles that we cross as a team. Shot from the seats, we the Rockets like Elon. It's the H-Town rundown. Let's get started right now.
And just like our intro, we're getting started right now. Talking about Game 7 against the Golden State Warriors. We're going to talk about how the hell we got here. I think we are looking all at each other right now that it is a very possible series for some magical things to happen. But we're going to get into all of that. I'm your host, Drip2Ps_GAWD. My name is Preston. Follow me on X, Instagram, as well as YouTube. And follow at the H-Town Rundown, at the H-Town Rundown, X, YouTube, as well as Instagram. Please subscribe to the channel. Comment down below, guys. We're doing a whole lot of shit today. As you see, we're doing our H-Town Rundown, X Rockets Round Robin dual pod today. And let's start with my main host, really, is Donte, man. Donte been really rocking through it from the slums of the Smiley era. Donte, man, what's good? How are you, and where can we find you?
I'm doing great, man. Y'all can find me at Coach Donte5 on IG. Find me at Coach Donte, that Rockets guy. You know, on X, y'all can find me right here with my guy Preston. We've been, like you said, we've been through it since day one of the Steven Silas era. And I say now we came a long way. We came here. And I say y'all find me on the round robin as well with my guys AK and AP. But like I say, man, it's an honor, like I say, to be here with you guys. But like I said this morning, when I shout out pretty much all of you guys, it was just, like I say, to see the growth of this team and to see these guys like come up, especially Jalen and Alp come up together and make their first playoff appearance, and see the growth of Jabari Smith playing well and stuff like that, that put us in this position that we are today. But other than that, I'm just completely locked in, man, into tonight's game, bro, and stuff like that. And I really believe we can do some special things, you know, tonight. So, but we'll talk more about that when the stream gone. But very excited to be up here with you guys and to be in this position. Like, I'm prepared, win or lose, I'm prepared. But other than that, I ain't trying to think about a loss. I'm just trying to lock in tonight.
We just locked in. That's a good way to say it, man. It's beautiful to have you. Like we said, we come a long way. Ryan, my boy, how's it going today?
What's going on? I feel good, but, you know, I also feel very, very, very unsatisfied. I'm happy that we got to where we are, but the job is not finished, man.
Okay, cool.
You know, I really want to see us beat the Warriors. I beg, I pray that it happens tonight. I agree, AD, he's got to be the next person out.
What?
But, you know, we can only get a bag of the chips out of that one.
Where can we find you, bro? Dang, we already getting started.
Find me at RyanDime15 on Twitter. And you can find me on Rockets on Sports Illustrated, as well as here on the H-Town Rundown podcast and Rockets Round Robin podcast.
Absolutely. Check it out, man. It's good to have you. AK, man, you got some allegations to talk about here, but obviously, where can we find you?
Before you want to find me, first we got to make sure we trade AD for some beans and cornbread. That's number one. Anyway, you can find me if you don't know where to find me by now, you've probably been a hater your whole life. But Twitter/X at AK_VDS. Also on YouTube, the Rockets Propaganda channel and the Rockets Round Robin channel. Holla at me.
Hey, man, yeah, it's a good time to be here. And again, I appreciate you guys for joining us on this little co-pod we got going on here. And last but not least, of course, we got Game 7 AP. We got Game 7 AP in the building. We see you got a Rockets jersey on. Where can we find you, and what jersey are you wearing?
You know, I'm rocking the Tyree Easton jersey tonight, the dog. But, man, this is for all the haters that say we were going to lose this series being down 2-1 and 3, y'all. Where y'all at now? I haven't heard y'all in a minute. But other than that, it's your boy AP. Make sure you follow me on Rocket King AP23 on X. Follow the Round Robin, the squad, everybody up here on Facebook and Instagram, and then Clutch City Connect with me and your boy TJ on Facebook and Instagram as well.
Man, let's roll right into it. So I know we're doing things a little differently today. All right, we're gonna let AK kind of dictate the flow of the conversation. He's been hitting the stats, lineups, and a bunch of other things going on here. So But before we really get to that, someone was talking on here. AP just said like the whole fan base was once we went down 2-1. Everyone, so many people, right? Not everyone, but so many people in the fan base. We can't come back. It's all over. Oh no, it's been a good series. Get your popcorn out. Yeah. And guess what we did? No,
I don't hear him now.
is now.
Yeah, you won't hear him now neither.
Series tied up. Game 7. It's gonna be a good time. Last time we had a Game 7 was way back, and last time we had a Game 7 in Toyota Center, was way back. We got a lot to talk about, man, and I'm really excited. So, AK, I see you got a screen popping up. Let's jump right into that and take it away.
All right, so I don't think a lot of people realize this, but we about to play the Warriors for the 12th time this season. We played them 5 times in the regular season. One of them times was when we eliminated them from the in-season tournament. And, that game, if y'all remember, that game kind of ended kind of hectically, but we pulled it out in the end off a lot of the principles that we started to implement in this series, especially the last few games. So check this out. These are the stats for the 11 games that we played the Warriors this season. Obviously, it's some of it was before the Jimmy trade and some of it is after the Jimmy trade. But this is all inclusive. This is regular season and playoffs. You can see the rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, field goal made, field goal attempt, which we're going to get into some of these. 3-pointers made. 3-pointers attempt, 3-point percentage, free throws made, free throws attempt. All right, and true shooting, which we're gonna get into that a little bit too. All right, now let's look at the Rockets in our 11 games that we played them this season. You can see our rebounds per game, assists, steals, blocks, field goals made, field goals attempted, field goal percentage, 3-pointers made, 3-pointers attempted. And percentage. You know that the percentage is similar. The 3-point percentage is similar to the Warriors. That is key, especially if your game plan is limit their attempts. Hold on right quick. Let's look at their attempts. They got 40. They getting up 40 of them, but on the season, they get up more than 40. So we still holding them to less than what they made. Anyway, we're going to look at all that. What was that true shooting percentage for Rockets? 53.3, which, again, is close to the Warriors. Now, as I was saying before, we're going to look at – this is the Rockets right here. So the Rockets on the season as a whole, not just playing the Warriors, but on the season, we ranked damn, my eyes getting old. Shut up, Ryan. I knew you was gonna. I knew Ryan was gonna think something, so I had to tell him to shut up early enough.
Dude, I wasn't even locked in on what we were saying.
I ain't trying to. Whatever.
Surprise.
All right, so you can look at our league rankings and a lot of these. I'm looking at things like turnovers. We were, and this is turnovers per game. I don't really like to look at turnovers per game, but that's what we're gonna look at for now.
Yep.
But more importantly is like per 100 possessions, but whatever. On the season, we're 11 at 13.9. And another thing we want to look at too is our opponents' assists. We are second in the league at holding teams to only 23.5 assists a game, which is a stupid number. And if you know how the Warriors play, matter of fact, let's just go to it. For the Warriors, they're fourth in assists per game at 29.5. You see that difference, right? That's a key. That is a key. All right. So if you look at 3-pointers attempted, we're second in the league at allowing only 34.5 3-pointers attempted per game. All right. Now on the season for the Warriors, they're getting up 42.4. You see that you see that drop off, right? I think y'all starting to see where I'm going. Sometimes it's not what you are doing, it's what you're not doing. I know it's always prettier and cuter to look at what people are doing, but sometimes it's what you're not doing and what you're not letting the other team do.
Not letting the other team do is what we're really talking about, but continue.
Exactly. We're not letting the other team be themselves. Like pretty much the gist of what I'm getting at here is, and I'm not done either. Pretty much the gist of what I'm getting at is the pace of play is being dictated by the Rockets, which is why even in the losses, it's like, damn, we could have won. We let the Warriors win. We beat ourselves. We really had to beat them 5 times to get 3 out of them. What's up?
Can you say that sentence again about how we let who beat who?
Oh, we let the Warriors. We beat ourselves. That's really what happened. We beat ourselves.
We beat ourselves. That's what it was. Thank you.
It's a lot of the mental aspects of the game where the Warriors had the advantage over us. When people say the veteran advantage or why they was a favorite. Funny thought, by the way. Today in this game 7 is fake 2 seed versus real 2 seed. We're gonna find out who real or not. But anyway, but yeah, so the Rockets field goal percentage allowed, we're 6th in field goal percentage allowed at 45.9. Where the Warriors at? The Warriors, they are, oh damn, they 25th. That's crazy. 45.1. But on the season, on our during the matchup, they're 43% when they play in the Rockets. See, the point is the Warriors are playing very different when they got to play the Rockets because they're not getting away with none of that easy stuff that they used to get away with other teams, and even against the prime Rockets, the 2018 Rockets that took them to 7 games. They're not getting some of that. So, and obviously you can look and see there'll probably be some other numbers that people will find interesting. I mean, that's up to you. So let's look at these playoff. Well, no, we're not going to look at the playoff numbers quite yet. We're going to look at individual like net rating and stuff for the individual players. All right. Obviously, we knew that Steven Adams and Alperen Sengun were going to have the highest net rating, right? Steven Adams, this is a crazy, stupid number for a backup center. This number don't make no damn sense.
Holy
yeah, this is a stupid number. God, dog. But I want you to look at the top 5 players. Doesn't this look like a lineup that should have played at least 1 minute in the series?
I don't know. I see Jalen Green's name in there. I don't know if
I ain't even finna get into that narrative. They already know that they stupid. You know who you are, and you know that you're watching. Just understand that all of you number nerds, take this and swallow it. But anyway, Dylan Brooks, Fred VanVleet, Jalen Green, Alperen Sengun, Steven Adams. FYI, this lineup has not played not 1 minute together. Not a one. There's always been one person in or out. You see 4 of the 5, but not one. I'm interested to see if this lineup shows itself at all in Game 7, seeing as the Warriors ain't seen it yet, and I'm pretty sure they'd be comfortable playing together in this series.
So you're saying Adams, Sengun, Green, VanVleet, and Brooks have not seen the court altogether?
No, not once. I looked at all the lineup data.
Not the series.
Not the series. They haven't seen the court together not once. And then this is obviously just kind of more of the same of what we just seen. Top 5 net rating players is who you thought it was. Alperen Sengun is just having a magnificent. I want y'all to look at this though.
He's having the best first round to a playoff for any Rocket in Rocket history.
We probably had to go back in history to look at that because
I agree.
I don't think that's true though.
It's
as good as he's been. We forget that we had our king.
But he's playing phenomenally.
That's why you weren't alive yet. But anyway,
Jesus Christ.
Let's look at these. Let's look at these shot attempts. What stands out to you in this top 5? In this, actually, let's go in the rotation. The top 8 rotation. What stands out to you the most? Look at the field goal attempts. What stands out to you the most?
That you're older than all of them.
Jalen is only getting 3.
God.
Wow, that is insane. Wait, Adams is only getting 3 attempts a game?
Yes.
Really?
And remember what we said before, right? Sometimes it ain't what you do, it's what you don't. Wow. Why is Steven Adams such a valuable piece to the rotation? I can explain. Sometimes it's not what you do, it's what you don't. He not shooting the ball a whole lot allows for other guys to shoot the ball a whole lot and get in rhythm. He helps them get in rhythm. Remember PJ Tucker? Why was PJ Tucker always one of the highest plus minus guys on the Rockets?
Ooh, Ryan can answer this one.
What's his name? Luke Bamute. Same thing.
Luke Bamute. Wow.
Yeah, same thing. Like guys like that, you need them on a championship team. You need guys who you don't need to feed them. They helping other guys eat. They find watching everybody else eat. And that's what Steven Adams is. I think more than just the rebounding and his largeness, this is his biggest contribution. Some people might see this as a lack of a contribution. I don't see it that way.
And he's shooting 69% rounded up too on 2.7. That is insane percentage, even if he's just taking a couple, right? Because you're looking at other guys on here who are shooting the two attempts, 3 attempts, right? They shooting 50, 40, 50, right? 46%, right? 45%. Adams shooting 69%. And he's getting to the line rounded up 5 times, which is, I think, the second most on the team behind Amen Thompson and Şengün. Wow.
Good for Steven Adams.
Yeah, but I wanted to make sure I highlighted Steven Adams and give him his credit for his contributions, man. But this top 8 unit, there's something, a lot of people kind of probably not going to talk about because it kind of go against the narrative. But if you had to guess, like if you didn't even see the numbers and you had to guess, and I told you only one player in the top 8 rotation is a negative and a plus minus, everybody would have thought it would be Jalen Green.
Yep.
It is not. It's actually Tari Eason. And Tari Eason has always been a plus and minus demon. This is why you got to watch the damn games and stop box score watching. You don't play basketball on a calculator, a spreadsheet, or in whatever algorithms y'all like to do on whatever the hell.
Yep.
Even in 2K, like, come on, like, watch the game and understand what you're watching. It's not a cartoon. It's not Dragon Ball Z. For real, I be getting frustrated with some of these fans. It's very irritating. And then, regardless, and then people will say, "Oh, Alperen Şengün is not efficient." I don't give a shit about this damn field goal percentage and all that. How effective are you when you're on the court? Because these numbers are these numbers are arbitrary. When you're on the court, what the team look like, which is why Steven Adams' impact is so crucial. He's not out there putting up gaudy numbers. But when he out there, Steve Kerr's trying to find ways to get him up out the game. That's why they do the hack of Adams. So, and I'm saying all this to try to help people kind of consume the game differently and upgrade your discourse. You can't have this video game mentality and childish discourse that we be doing online, bro. It's really stupid. And if you offended, I'm talking about you. Hey, Ryan, how you doing? Anyway, all right, so 5-man units now. 5-man units.
5-year-old man with a wife and no kid talking to a 20-year-old like this. Actually insane.
You ever heard of being responsible, bro? I know in your generation it's cool to just have kids for no reason and on accident, but I'm not doing that. All right. Yeah. But anyway, you might have been an accident, but we're not gonna go there. Anyway,
my gosh.
Well, it takes one to know one, right?
Oh, I for sure was an accident. I be telling my parents. So y'all had that little hot summer when y'all sent all my brothers and sisters away for a spring break, and then next thing you know, 9 months later, here I come. I for sure was an accident. But anyway, all right. So obviously the starters have gotten the lion's share of all of the minutes, and for good reason. They are positive net rating of almost 12, which is obviously this is great. However, I want y'all to pay attention to something. I want y'all to look at the net ratings in this top 5 units and look at the pace. Now, what stands out to you when you look at the pace and the net ratings? I'm gonna let all of y'all look at it and tell me what y'all think.
Yeah, wow, 103 and 106 net rating with what is that defensive rating of?
No. We're just looking at the net rating.
I know, but wow.
Oh, you talking about that now? Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah,
that's wild.
Wow. But yeah, fast paced. We're playing with a real crazy rating, except for one outlier.
This is the outlier actually. Yeah. If you look at these top 3 units, they're not playing all that fast, and the slowest one has the highest net rating by a country kilometer.
Wow.
They've played in 3 games and in 14 minutes. You probably could see this being played more. But obviously that 3-man unit of Adams, Şengün, and Bari has been demonic for the Warriors. They hate that unit. They can't stand. They can't do nothing with it. But so if you look at all of these units here, man, like I said, if you look at the net ratings, it's shocking to me that the top 5 guys on the team with the highest net ratings have not played a single minute in the entire series. That is shocking to me. So that might be something that, we could possibly see in Game 7, just to kind of throw a little bit of a curveball at the Warriors, because obviously we can expect them to, go dumb. But tell me what, before we go on to the next thing, tell me what's y'all's thoughts on everything we discussed so far.
Go ahead.
You're doing too much, but I agree.
Donte, what I want to know is really your thoughts there. I see you hanging out. Looks like you crunching some numbers mentally too. But I want to know, like, what are you thinking about this, especially that top lineup there with the starting lineup, right? What are your thoughts?
I'm just locked in on everything. That's all. I'm just focusing the game and stuff like that. But like I say, it was one thing that I kind of wanted to touch on what AK said. Like when you go back and look at from game 1 all the way to game 7, if you look at as a whole in this series, every game that the Warriors pretty much won, the Rockets beat themselves. Rockets just totally beat themselves on the same thing, not making free throws, not making jump shots, and Jalen Green scoring single-digit points. In most of those games, Aaron Holiday didn't even get a look. But if you look at every game that we beat the Warriors, which is we dominated, we didn't win close. We destroyed them, basically. We basically destroyed them. Aaron Holiday played productive minutes. He probably didn't score, but he played productive minutes. Jalen Green scored double digits, and we completely dominated the game, pretty much almost from start to finish. So the 3 games that they won, we beat ourselves. It was more not the Warriors didn't beat us. We beat ourselves. The Warriors, just like I said, they are a veteran team, and they made the right plays and right shot. They made shots at the right times. So, but what's gonna get me if we to win this game tonight, you're gonna see the Warriors fans. You're gonna see them make all kind of excuses. You're really gonna see them make.
They already making them.
I already know, but I know the excuse is gonna be probably made by. What about game 2 with Jimmy Butler was out? Well, hell, he started game 2. You won without him game 3. Because the Rockets continue to miss free throws and Jalen Green. You won without him game 3. You had him game 4 coming back, which we all knew he was going to be back. He scored 27 points in game 4. And plus Dylan Brooks made a boneheaded foul where he shouldn't have made that foul. Didn't he do the same? Then he come back. He do the same thing probably in game 6. He does the same thing, which is Ime Udoka took him out. But what about, did you want to say he was out game 2? He beat us game 3. He was back game 4. Okay. What about game 5? Was Jimmy Butler playing in game 5? Was he playing in game 5?
He was on, yep.
All right. He played in game 5. I forgot.
They gonna say he was butt hurt.
Yeah, but they also said, hey, we gave the Rockets that game. We actually gave the Rockets that game. We gonna come home and finish it. Oh, I guess. Hey, so you gave the Rockets game 6 too, huh? Oh, matter of fact, Jimmy Butler played that game, right? Okay, he played that game 6.
Yep.
He did, and he lived at the free throw line. Boy had real estate at the free throw line.
You dominated game 6, so I guess you gave away game 6. So if we win game 7, guess what? You gave away game 7. I guess you did give away game 7 too, huh? You did get out of the way. Oh, is Jimmy Butler
not going to be the only California team panicking over there, boy?
Is Jimmy Butler playing tonight, right? Jimmy Butler is on the court tonight, right? He is on the court tonight. So that's 5.
Kuminga might be playing too, apparently.
That's 5 games he's on the court. That's 5 games he's on the court. That's 5.5 games he's on the court because he started game 2. He actually played game 2, but he just didn't finish game 2. So all I just want to say, AK is absolutely right. Every game that they beat us, we beat ourselves in the game on the same mistakes over and over and missed free throws. Every game we beat them, we blew them out. We beat them start to finish. We actually dominated. So that's the thing. Like if they even beat us tonight, it will be because we missed free throws. It'll be because we missed shots. It'll be because Jalen Green not having a great game, not having a game, if they end up beating us, and they still throughout all of that, they still find a way. They still find a way to they still win close game. They still want a close game. They still want to close. They still find a way to win a close game against them, because we end up beating ourselves at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, like I say, man, I'm just ready for tonight's game.
There's another no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay. Go ahead.
So there's another nuance to all of this. If you go look at the start times of the games that we won, especially, remember, we play on Central Time, right?
Yep.
They 2 hours behind us, so their biological clock work a little bit different, slightly, but that slight difference can make a big difference in actuality. So, what time is the tip off tonight?
7:30. So
it's 7:30. So they're gonna be on 5:30 time, their time, right? How many minutes did Jimmy and Steph play last game?
Like 40 each, almost.
42 minutes apiece. What happened? And remember, they got pulled early enough to where they could have easily been at 44, 45 minutes. And remember, they was blowing a lot of shots late because they was tired as hell.
Yeah.
Now, you got to jump on a plane and head to the South, head to the great state of Texas, the only city in Texas that matters, Houston, Texas, by the way. Just FYI. Dallas don't count. That's Oklahoma, and San Antonio is in Mexico. So that's how that goes. But so you combine that with age, their age, and our youth and athleticism that they got to contend with, and the fact that it seemed like we have pretty much started to figure out what they want to do and how to stop them. Even if we don't know what the hell to do on offense, we know what to do on defense, and we know what to take away from them. And we really just playing off of that. We're playing off of really just, a shot of testosterone, bro. That's really all it is, bro. It's adrenaline that we playing with. And somehow
said he's barely sleeping.
There it is. You know what I'm saying? So these dudes, I mean, like I said, the time difference, I think, is something else that people are not really taking into consideration. So keep that in mind when there's a team that, has been playing some heavy minutes with certain guys, and it's game 7, and they were already up 3-1, probably already making plans for the next round. They took their eye off the ball. Preston, you was going to say something before I go on to the next thing?
No, you straight. Yeah, something I was kind of looking at here, just like at the scores and whatnot. We got held under 100 points twice this series. We held Golden State under 100 points twice this series. Beat them once, they beat us twice, right? We got held under 100. And we, obviously it's 3 games, right? So, they only beat us once when we scored 100 plus, versus we scored 131 in that blowout. And then we scored 115 in 2 wins there. And then the other game we won was game 2, where Jalen, essentially scored 40, at 38, we scored 109. So part of it is the sitting here saying we need to make sure that they're not doing the things that they're good at, right? What are we not letting them do, right? And that's going to help us. But I'm also looking at, we've harped on it all season, is that our biggest struggle specifically is the game of basketball, which is putting the ball in the hoop, right? What are we going to do differently this time? I guess is my late question, right? Later on down the line, but that's what I'm stewing on right now is what are we going to do differently, right? That we can replicate from the games, because free throws, is that even replicable, right? Shooting 85%, right? I don't know. It's an interesting thing, but continue.
For sure. All right, so I think we really kind of went over all of this already, but I just kind of wanted to look at this, compare all the entire playoff stats to everybody else, so you can see, who's what and who's doing what and where they're doing it. So, Rockets at 106 points a game, and the Warriors at 104 points a game. So that's what a net of what 2 points. Hold on, I can't see straight. 2.3. Yeah, that's 2.3 difference, and we tied. And the trend is us trending upward, not downward. We trending upward. So I don't know what rank is that. Stupid ESPN ain't got the actual number ranking, but as long as we're above the Warriors, cool. So that's where we beating the Warriors at. Let's look at rebounding. We second in the playoffs in rebounding. Jeez, where the Warriors at? Down here.
Way down there.
And rebounding is probably the biggest win condition for us. Turnovers. Look at turnovers.
Got some
Where we at with the
breaking
turnovers?
news.
All right, cool. So we turning the ball over more than the Warriors are this season by a little bit. That's crazy, but we still winning. But I think kind of the difference in that, what's making up the difference in all of that, I think it's the free throw attempts. Because we're leading the playoffs in free throw attempts, mostly because of the war. And honestly, this could be more because they not getting called for some fouls, bro.
Yeah,
this could be more. You say what?
Gary Payton is out according to AD. So
I was just about to.
He don't matter. So we don't care about him.
Oh, AD breaking the news too. Hey, breaking news.
Yeah, that's why I don't trust it.
All right, cool. Oh yeah, understandable. AD, they say you're not trustworthy, and I believe them, bro.
Source.
I
don't break news. I just talk about what I see.
But you can't see, obviously.
You know what? I can see that you still 15 years old. That's what I can see. But anyway, let's look at differential, man. What are we doing better than the Warriors, and how much better at it are we than the Warriors? Well, we're better at scoring than they are in the series, which is a big part of it. But that's mostly because we've been stopping them from, playing their A game. They've been having to go to their C game to try to deal with us. And the last two games are any indicator, not going too great for the Warriors at this point. We actually have a higher shooting percentage than them. Nobody would have thought that before the series started.
Crazy.
We're out shooting the Warriors. That's not just from the field.
3? Yo, you're lying.
It's getting juicy, ain't it? It getting juicy.
ESPN, tell me you're lying.
BSPN. Damn, I be talking crap about them, and I'm sitting there using their website. How stupid do I sound?
Antonio Brown is running this one, CTSPN.
Oh, man.
Wow. We making more free throws and attempting more than them as well. Obviously, we're not going to really touch too much on this, bro. Offensive rebounds, the only reason this is not more is because we've been heavily leaning into that zone defense.
Well, on top of that, when we are blowing them out, right? When there's like 3 we just be putting in like whatever we want, right? Respectfully, and they just don't get after it. So it is skewing for sure.
They don't be getting after it like they're supposed to.
I don't have the sound up, but y'all know.
Yeah.
Where's Jackson when you need him?
We actually had the highest rebound differential in the playoffs, so that's great. They're out assisting us, which is normal, but we're holding them to a lot less than what they normally do. We looked at that already earlier. Yep. And then we're winning the turnover battle. That somehow, I don't know, that don't make no sense. We're barely winning the turnover battle. It's been even enough to where we've taken I wish this showed like fast break points and other kind of stuff, but yeah, man. So people like to talk about numbers, but they like to isolate certain numbers. See, when I talk about numbers, I'm looking at the whole thing. We're not omitting this and that to push narratives. We showing the whole thing. But yeah, that's my little presentation.
That wasn't a real presentation.
What'd you say, Punk?
Oh, you heard me.
Don't make me teleport over there with that MAGA hat you got on. All right, Magatron.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, man.
One more thing I need to say. So we supposed to be, otherwise the Warriors supposed to be the real 2 seed, right? Yep. So technically we supposed to be an actual 7 seed. So my question is, why is you going 7 games with a 7 seed? Why is you like 7 seed? Other than that,
I don't know, man. You tell me, man. Warriors are supposed to have the best defense in the NBA since they got Jimmy. And on top of that, we supposed to be one of the worst offensive teams in the league. I mean, a lot of narratives are getting busted in this series. That's why you roll it out. Nobody lacing them up to lose.
And it's crazy. Despite all these facts where the Warriors are supposed to be better, right? So again, I'm gonna keep repeating it. They say the Warriors are better. They're the real 2nd seed, but somehow they're the underdogs, bro. make up your mind.
And
this is not.
And most of the damn commentators have picked them to win, by the way, too. So
yeah, I think only one on ESPN. I think only one person selected Houston to win. I apologize for getting his name, but yes, like that was essentially it. Yo, Clip, can we get this started? Is there a petition we need to sign online?
bruh,
Someone set that up. Cheat, but no.
I'll make a couple of appearances, or I'll just do you know how much Rockets propaganda I would push on BSPN? Lord have mercy, they'll fire me. They're like, nah, you talking too much Houston. You need to talk about LeBron.
First place. Oh, I just said they wouldn't hire him.
Why they'll hire you though, huh?
Maybe.
Yeah, all right. all right. But no, last thing is
I'm gonna have more longevity, that's for sure.
You sure?
Yeah. You got 30 years on me, dog.
I don't know if you built for the long haul though, bro.
Oh, I'm built for it.
I'm the king of clapbacks though. You sure you can clap back as long as I can? No Diddy? Do you know how many Warriors fans I made tap out on Twitter? They stopped talking to me because I just kept going. And I told them beforehand, I said, you gonna tap out before me.
I don't think so, dog.
Oh my
God.
Hey, AD, I think that's like spray on.
No, Clip understands it. Clip's got it. He knows. Clip's got it. You see,
Max Kellerman is not a good thing. You don't want to be compared to Max.
Max Kellerman got canned though. I'm Stephen A.
It don't matter. He is.
Yeah, you would be.
All 5 of us combined.
I'm Stephen A. You would be Max Kellerman.
He is richer than all 5 of us combined.
Ain't no one bringing up money. Why are you doing a money spread?
My bill's paid. Who cares?
Let's use that energy and focus on our hate for the Warriors. You guys can save it for post pod.
Fuck those.
But really, what I want to know
and the team.
Anyway, what I do want to know though, right after all of that information that AK dropped, right, talking about specifically how we're winning, right, and how we're going about it, right. We're talking about some lineups that we want to see, right? Is there? I think AK alluded to a lineup that he wants to see for sure, but is there a lineup out there that you eye test wise, not statistically that we went over, just eye test wise, you were like, dang, whenever they are out there, they are kicking ass, they're whooping ass. Is there a lineup, a 4-man or 5-man lineup that you're like, damn? And anybody got an answer for that?
Eye test wise, I know when I see Bari and Tari together out there, it looks good eye test wise. I can't really tell you what the numbers are on it, but that does look kind of good.
Yeah. I mean, I liked there was a bit there where we ran just for a few minutes, the Şengün, essentially what you're saying, right? Şengün, Amen, and Bari, right? I'm really surprised we haven't used that more, right? It looked like the leg really bothered them. And while we were out there running that weird zone, we had all 3 of them out there. Şengün put on a clinic defensively. Not gonna lie. My fault, player. My fault. I know that you was defensive like that on the perimeter against Steph Curry. That's my fault, player. I know you had that in you. So yeah, that's my bad. But I will say that yeah, exactly, Rob. Yeah, the triple big is a killer lineup, right? And then on top of that, having a men out there, which shooting wise, crazy, insane spacing, right? Just no spacing whatsoever, but for some reason worked. Bothered the Warriors, right? And I think a part of that was we were able to get out in transition, right? You had so much, length out there that you were disrupting their offense, and we were able to get the board and run down, right? Because you also had someone quick out there alongside of it, like a Tarisan or short wise, you had Fred who could get the ball, so make that quick pass down court. So I'm hoping to see triple big lineup at some point just to throw something out there for a little bit, but that's not something I want to see run for long stretches. All right, let's just be honest about that. Is there anything else that you guys were kind of seeing?
Yes, I really like this comment from Rob.
Yep.
If this is the case, that would be ridiculous. But I saw this take on Twitter today that I wanted to bring up. Mm-hmm. Taking a risk on Jalen is definitely a big risk, which is why I think the Warriors could go out and take Fred and Alperen Şengün out of the game. They're going to really try to double them to let Jalen get hot. because
The thing,
because
go ahead.
Jalen's consistency is the biggest problem for us. So if they take that risk on Jalen, it either backfires for us or it goes really well for us.
That's interesting. I'm thinking that they don't change up their defensive plan too well because, like, you look at the games that we lost and, like, yeah, you're like, oh my gosh, yep, free throws.
But we didn't
we
lose to them. We lost to
Shooting,
ourselves.
no, listen, right? Like by losing in general, we lost the game to them, not theoretically how we actually lost, but we lost the game to them. Right?
No, I will not. I will not sit here and think that we lost to the Warriors. I will not. I
guess I wish I lived in your fantasy land because technically we're 3-3 right now. So
you got to remember he ain't got enough Earth experience, so you got to expect that.
Clown.
But take this, right? We looking at it when we lost, however you want to put it, right? We looking at like, yes, like we lost to ourselves. This is how we lost to ourselves. We beat ourselves up. Yeah, but the key factor in that is Jalen couldn't even drop 10 points. And like, I'm not saying it's all on him. I'm not saying it's 100% on him, but he is a pretty big factor in that when you're leading scorer through the regular season, can't drop more than 10 points in a playoff game, right?
Obviously, I don't think it's the points. I don't think it's the scoring necessarily. But go ahead.
Into that. Just the overall way they're limiting him, right? They're forcing him to do things that he didn't really have to do throughout the regular season on a different scale, right? Forcing him at a lot of times to be this like table setter, which we saw kind of work. I think there was a game he had 6 assists, right? But we still lost. Okay. How they're limiting him, regardless of what's like the scoring and whatnot, I don't think they're going to ease up on that because, again, we're looking at the 3 games that we lost. And you can point to Jalen and say, well, if Jalen just had blank more points, if Jalen just hit blank more shots. And obviously, again, the whole time you're like, yes, the team needs to do this. The team should have done this. But you're saying that as a team, you can look at Jalen directly and say, the way the Golden State played them, they took him out of this series. They took him out of this game. And that's one of the biggest reasons as to why we lost that game. So I don't think they're going to change up their defensive plan and how they're blitzing Jalen because it's forcing the Rockets to play a way that we did not play all season. And like we were kind of clutching our pearls for a minute there, being down 2-1, right? We didn't know what the hell was going to happen. And we were down 3-1, right? But now we're 3-3. So I'm interested to see how that works. Possible, Ryan, possible. But I don't see it.
I mean, you definitely not going to see them switch up their game plan on Jalen because Jalen is a dynamic player, and if it's any chance if he goes off, the Warriors are going to be in trouble. So I wouldn't switch up my game plan. Fred VanVleet, but that's why you have Fred VanVleet, you have Dylan Brooks, you have LP. Them guys, if them guys play the way they been playing, outside of Dylan Brooks having a bad game 6, then we in good shape. We should be in good shape. You know, Fred is put on a master class out game 5 games in game 6. Like game 4 too. He was the reason we was in the game 2. But other than that, like I say, I don't think
this Rockets team.
Because Fred going off, I don't think they double Fred too much. They're gonna still keep their focus on Jalen Green. Because if Jalen Green goes off, and like I said, I'm not concerned about LP because he's going to get heals. LP's going to get heals. But if Jalen Green goes off and LP is playing, if Jalen Green and LP is playing great together, the Warriors know they in trouble. They know they in trouble. You may not be caring what Fred, you do care what Fred do. But again, Jalen Green and LP together going crazy, the Warriors cannot allow that to be happening. So I think they still going to, their game plan not going to switch.
They would rather.
Do you think maybe the Rockets are game planning for Jalen to try and go off?
No, they don't operate like that. The Rockets don't operate like that.
Right,
it's communism.
It's communism, bro. Go off type of team. It's not. It's a very communist off. I know.
But also keep in mind too, man. Like as much as we want to say, oh, Jalen Green got to shoot better. Yes, he does need to shoot better. However, it come back to what I've been saying since we started the stream. What is he not doing? He's not making the critical mistakes. He's not turning the ball over and fouling and being out of place when he's trying to guard Steph Curry. That's, to me, more important this series than anything else that's been going on. It's kind of more like what he's not doing. He's not killing the team. I said before the last game, because somebody was talking about, oh, Jalen Green masterpiece. I said, bro, against this team, they're not going to allow that to happen. You're going to get 12, 3-3, and not be a negative out there. We should be in good shape. That's exactly what happened. So,
And what's so good about this Rockets team is that anybody's number who gets called, they come into play. Dylan may not have a good game, but Steven Adams comes in and plays a terrific game 6 to help us win.
right.
So that's
And then
what's good about this team, man. Anybody who's called, they get in.
there's a reason why Jalen Green is has the third highest net rating on the team in the playoffs right now. Is because when he's out there, the entire defense of the Golden State Warriors bends to him. Like they've number one focus and their number two focus, get the ball out of this fool's hand because we're not trying to deal with that. Number one, that's what they thinking about. When here's an adjustment. I'll give you an example. In game 1 and game 3 and 4, when they would run a pick and roll, he'll get blitzed and he'll turn the ball over a lot during the blitzes. Now he's doing a better job of dealing with the turnover dealing with the turnover, dealing with the trap. And what is he not doing? He ain't turning the ball over. He might not be making the right pass all the time, but he's not turning the ball over. He's not killing the team.
He's
right.
His ball up his hands quick.
Yeah, he'll accept it and he might just back out a little bit. He might not find nobody, but he's not turning the ball over. I'm looking at it like from that point of view too. And this is where the analytics crowd doesn't like context. Because they look at what's happening instead. You're supposed to look at what's happening and what's not happening at the same time. It ain't just a one-sided thing. But anyway, that's just the way I consume basketball very differently than other people. So anyway, y'all got it.
Yeah, no, I mean that's definitely a fair point. To what I was saying.
What happens when you see Wilt score 100? Of course you're gonna watch it than other people differently.
You never lived life without a cell phone, have you?
I got nothing to say. But AK, I do appreciate
Preston, I know damn well you're not talking. You're barely older than me.
I am talking. But I appreciate the conversation. But what I will say is that, AK, I do appreciate the statistical breakdown that we're doing for this, because the way that I'm looking at a lot of like national media, they're just sitting there saying, to a lesser extent, in a more caveman mind, saying what I just said, like Jalen Green not do well, Jalen Green bad, he killed him, and like we looking at it exactly right. We as real Rockets fans, right, as real basketball fans, try to look at it as a whole picture, not what's going to get me the clickbait, right? What's going to get me the
engagement
rating, right?
farming, bro.
Yeah. So Rockets fans, all of you out there,
do not bring the Jalen Green jersey because we know who you are.
If any one of you,
some people burnt their Jalen Green jerseys,
and we know
during the middle of the series not even over yet. You burn the jersey, okay?
Quite literally the nail in their coffin. I'm putting nail polish up for sale. If that happens, I will personally go out and buy Jalen Green's nail polish and get it for some people tonight.
I'll do it with you. I'll do it with you.
There's a lot of things that's gonna happen. And we know AD gonna be the first one to get traded. Matter of fact, AD. If the spectacular happens tonight, we putting up a bet for AD. If the spectacular happens tonight, AD painting his nails for Jalen Green. That's what's going on.
I will. I'll do it. If we win tonight, I'll paint my nails for Jalen Green.
Sure, that's cool, but we need AD to do it too. That's what's really gonna happen.
AD be sipping that exalted. AD, you got to stop sipping transmission fluid, bro. Like it's killing your brain cells, bro.
Gas expensive down there for y'all too. It's like $3.19. It's crazy. You ain't getting
downtown, yeah. Enough. Where I'm at,
yeah.
Man, listen, where I'm at, $2.29.
Yep.
Oh man, look at this. Look. He said, "Hold on. What's the bet? 80. If the spectacular happens tonight, we putting it on for you, right? You gonna have to get some nail polish and paint them nails. But you also, talk all the time about Jalen,
and you got to take pictures. You got to take pictures too. Like you can't just go get a Google picture and post it. No, you got to take pictures of yourself. Your face got to be in it. You can't use AI. None of that, punk.
It's over. All 240 of you that are watching right now. Clip it. Make sure you get that, and you tag @Bully60. You let him know that we expect that nail polish. All right, go hard.
Look at him. What's considered special? No. See. There you go already. Backing up. Listen. You can't drive on reverse. Put that thing on drive.
Do what you got to do, man.
Also, while we're just talking on this subject, I will not be painting my fingernails because I will not be betting on the Rockets.
Oh, don't you worry, bro. Not just that. Oh, hey, look, not just the nails. You got. Hey, that is great. I can't read all that, but all of you got eyes. That is absolutely insane. Yo, GH man. Thanks. I appreciate that. I needed that. Donte, tonight.
Oh, you need that?
I needed to hear that. Donte, tonight, Game 7. All right. What is the one thing you're looking for Houston to do right tonight?
Go for the gusto. Go for the kill. You didn't come here from down 3-1 to win 2 straight and not go for it. You possibly got a tired Warriors team that wish they can get the hell up out this series. And they're gonna do whatever it takes tonight to try that. Again, this has been a war all series long. You got the youth. You take advantage of it. You come out, you get off to a great start. You get off to a good start. You cannot afford to get off to a bad start.
Not tonight.
On fans. You can't pick the time to get off to a bad start. Fred VanVleet can't pick the time to not be able to shoot tonight. Especially if
you should have banned Ted Cruz. Get him out. Don't let him in the toilet Saturday.
Don't turn the ball over. Don't turn the ball over. Especially the live ball turnovers. You can't have the live ball turnovers. When you're gonna turn the ball over, it's gotta be a stoppage. You cannot have live ball turnovers. Make smart decisions. Make your open shots. And Ime Udoka, don't pick a time to be stubborn tonight. You've been doing good after game 1. You've been all right after game 1, like me and AK discussed about after game 6. Not the time to be stubborn tonight. Go with what works. Go with what's worked. I don't give a damn if it's the end of the game. Yep. You put the lineup out there that's effective, and you stay with it. You stay with it, and you keep making the right substitution. Jabari Smith should get more minutes. Smith should get more minutes on the court. If Dylan Brooks not out there playing well, not out there shooting well, get his ass up out the game. Put Jabari Smith in. Tari Eason not playing well, get his ass up out the game and find somebody else that will play well. But other than that, Rockets got to go for the kill tonight. You got to come out with great energy, and you got to get off to a fast start. That's the key, because you got a team that's tired. You have a team that didn't expect us to win 2 straight. That thought the series was already over. That they thought they was going to traveling to Minnesota. They thought they was already ready. They already had their bags packed, ready to go to Minnesota. But you show awesome resiliency. To bounce back in front of your home crowd, home court. That energy mattered to you guys. So come out to it, get off to a great start. Don't have too many live ball turnovers, and make sure you get a shot up every possession if you can. So you got to go for the kill tonight. That's what I want. Go for the kill tonight, because it's got to be taken.
When was the last time we beat them 3 times in a row?
Oh, hey, man, I don't think we did.
Ryan was not alive. We know that.
No, you know what? That's true.
But
no, I have a question, and anybody can answer this besides Rockets propaganda.
Oh, wow. Didn't even call him by his name. He called him by his real name.
That's discrimination, bro. Jim Crow is over with, dog.
I'm gonna tell you this. And I think so. My question is, I got one thing, Ryan, and you can go. I'll let you go. I can see this happening. If we got him down, expect Draymond Green. He's ready to self-destruct. Draymond is just ready to self-destruct. He's ready to self-destruct. At any point of time, he's ready to self-destruct and blow up. He's gonna be ready. So that's your opportunity to do it. Now you can go ahead, Ryan.
What is the whole thing about Ted Cruz? That's my question. And AK can.
He is one of the biggest curse in Houston history, bro. Every time he shows up in these late games, we do not win.
Bro, I hope he says some bullshit to Draymond. I hope he
doesn't. I don't want to piss off Draymond.
No, I do. Draymond, when he's no.
Draymond would jump Ted Cruz if he said some shit to him as a fan. Malice at the Palace Part 2.
After the game, yes. Not during the game.
No.
He's going to do it during the game, too. You think Draymond is mentally stable? I know he sleep with a helmet.
I just don't have there at all. I agree. Also, I didn't read this comment right. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, I agree with it.
We just got to beat him at the end of the day. Pause. But I don't know. So how are we gonna make sure that Draymond? Who's echoing? Wow, who's echoing in the crib? That's crazy. But what are we gonna do to make sure that Draymond is gone in this game, right? Because we've seen him do this series so far, right? Kit Tari Eason, abuse Amen Thompson.
What was that, game 3 or 4?
That was game
Amen
2.
Thompson.
It was one game where he was just being overly protected by the referees so hard, and I was like, nah, if he can't get kicked out now, he ain't nothing he can do.
No, that was
game 5.
Like that was game 4. That was game 4.
No, it was. Game
I remember
5.
we lost the game.
Yo, that's game 4. That's game 4. That was game 4.
Okay.
He could choke slam Steven Adams from the top of the Toyota Center, and they still not going to eject him from the game.
No, that's a foul on Steven Adams. Why was he there?
Yeah, we're going to call foul on Steven Adams.
They call him fouls on Dylan Brooks for getting thrown off the stadium, and not to mention Jimmy Butler's dirty ass. We already seen what he did, choke slamming Dylan Brooks, right? Choked him in front of the ref, right? Got thrown to the ground.
Man, that dude be getting like his whistle. Man, listen, that didn't need to be studied. There need to be like a class at UCLA or U of H that can study Jimmy Butler's whistle, because I ain't never seen nobody like every time he shoots the ball, next thing you know, is that what Jalen Green need to do? He need to yell every time he shoot the ball, and then he kicked his legs out. It was still a foul on who was it? I think it was I forget who it was. Whoever it was that was contesting the shot. Like Jimmy got a stupid whistle, boy. And then the ref. Yeah. I'm glad. I know. We see people hated Tony Brothers being a ref. At least it ain't Ben Taylor, because we know what time it is with Ben Taylor.
Scott Foster.
Or Scott Foster.
Actually, Chris Gorman had a thing on that. I think we were like 4-1 when the Tony Brothers are reffing against Golden State.
Yeah. I think it's 5-1, something like that.
Or 5-1.
Yeah, but at the same time, this is still an NBA. We know what time it is with them. We know what outcome that they want. Like, think about it, bro. That last game, you saw how they protected Steph, bro. They didn't want him to get his 5th foul. We seen how they protected Draymond Green. Like, come on, we know what time it is. We see how they protect Jimmy. We know what time it is, bro. Like, but we've been playing through that. We ain't been complaining and none of that. And to me, I think that's one of the top 3 things that we've done in this series that's not going to show up on the stat sheet is we just play through the whistle. Like, we know that when you play the Warriors, it's 8-on-5. It's a handicap match every time. So,
okay. Continuing with exactly what you're saying right there, right? Remember, I think it was game 2, right? Ime was sitting up there. He's had the crowd around him. He had his guys in the timeout. And he's like, hey, they're playing physical. That's good for us. That works for us. Keep going. Play through it. And all of national media was saying like, oh, Ime's telling him to play dirty. But the Warriors out there are the ones that are actually playing dirty, right? Like we watched the game with our own eyes. We knew what was happening. But national media, dead ass, was trying to make it look like that Ime was out there making his guys play dirty. And then what happened in game 3? Dylan Brooks is in foul trouble. Amen was in foul trouble. Our 2 best defenders was in foul trouble. Tari Eason was in foul trouble at one point. Şengün was in foul trouble at one point. Jalen had 3 fouls. Next game. Game 6, we win, right? What does Steve Kerr go do? He says there needs to be a change in the rules because of how physical we're being. They act like we got James Harden out there. When the announcer is like, it's just the way he's playing. He just manipulates the game. They act like we got James Harden out there running around scoring 40 a game. No, we just beating him by pure grit and grind. We got coaches out here crying on national media. I've never seen this before. Crying on national media.
Why are you calling it national media, bro? It's called trashional media. Let's call it correctly, bro.
Tate regime media by NBA, right? For the Golden State Warriors. Absolutely insane that we have a grown man crying about calls, right? Not just crying about calls, because he's already in favor of these calls. But he's crying about calls, phantom calls, that he do that they not getting called for, by the way. Absolutely insane to me. And now, like I said, game 2, right? They had the little thing. Then Steve Kerr cried about it post game 2. And then we had like the most fouls in the entire series in game 3. So game 6, we won. Steve Kerr cries about how it's the most physical he's ever seen in the NBA. And we all here playing WWE. Shout out.
And also remember, he played in the 90s.
So yeah.
That's how you know he's soft.
He got punched by Jordan in the 90s. He was
soft then, and he's soft now. And he played in the softest state in the union, California.
All he did was he shot threes when he played.
We watched the Rockets, our Rockets, for 82 games, for the whole 82 games. Yep. They didn't think this was going to be easy. We've been the same Rockets all year long. This is how we play.
Last season too.
last season, 2 seasons in a row, but this season, but like we've been playing physical like this all season. So I hope the Warriors fans are Warriors and the Warriors coaching staff and the players didn't think this was going to be an easy series, right? They didn't think they were just going to come in and walk through us without us not really being physical. And then now he want to say that Steph Curry, we going after Steph Curry thumb. Yeah, you got a weakness. We're going to exploit that weakness. We're going to
amputate it if you don't like it.
No, we're gonna exploit that weakness. And that's what I agree with Charles Barkley, Stephen A. Smith said, hey, Kendrick Perry, hey, you're gonna attack that weakness, and that's what the Rockets are doing. And I don't give a damn. Dylan Brooks, you can swipe at that motherfucking thumb. I really don't care. Hey, it's basketball. We don't supposed to like each other, and we don't like each other. We don't like.
If you're gonna play injured, you know what you're signing up for.
We gonna do whatever it takes to win a series.
Hey,
we don't care.
Say that again, Ryan. Say that again.
If you're playing injured, you know what you're signing up for.
You know, I've heard people talking about, oh man, this player's injured. Take it easy. They crying about Jimmy Butler. Hey, Jimmy. If you're injured and you playing in the game, you know what you sign up for, right? This ass whooping, BTA. Calm down, bro. Man, I'm tired of this. But my overarching point, right, is, game 2 we won, and then game 3 they got the foul calls. Game 6 we won. Kerr cried I'm not gonna say that on the internet. So what to expect in game 7? On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm just curious, how BS are these calls you think we're about to get?
On a scale of 1 to 10?
On a scale of 1 to 10.
You're gonna need to widen that scale, buddy.
Yeah, 10 too low.
Wait, what is the scale for, Preston? Sorry, I was walking.
Just want to know. No, you're good. Just I'm looking at it like, based on the amount that Steve Kerr crying, right? What is the scale or the maximum amount being 10, obviously, but we don't go over 10. Scale 1 to 10, how BS are these foul calls about to be on us?
Oh, you're gonna need a My 600 Pound Life character, bro. It's a pretty big scale, man.
Man, you better have your alcohol ready.
Wow. We'll just get to quote Barkley, we'll just get one of them big old women in San Antonio, and she'll tell us.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it like this though. How in the hell are we winning game 7?
All right, dog. It wasn't that funny, okay?
Yeah,
you play with heart. You play with that.
Oh, you're not old enough to remember when he said that on national TV when it was actually funny. My bad. There's so many things you'll never laugh at because you're not old enough to laugh at it.
So, AP, finish your sentence, please, bro.
You go out there and play like a dog, man. Hey, the Rockets, man, we've been doing it all series long. People wrote us off 2-1, 3-1, said we was going home. Proved the world wrong. Shocked them haters. Shocked the world. Shocked the NBA when we beat these fools tonight and get our trip to Minnesota. Shocked the world.
You best believe we go into Minnesota. I'm going into enemy territory.
We still gonna be if we win tonight. We still gonna be in Houston. That means we get the point. We just gonna be celebrating. We just gonna celebrate at home because we gonna be back. We gonna be back right here in ASAP.
It is basketball. You
send them to Cancun with the White House. Send them to Cancun.
You mean with LeBron? Send him with Bronny Senior, right? Send him with Luka. I can't get out of shape, Doncic. All right, go ahead. Let's just do it.
I'll be like Charles Barkley. Send them to Galveston. They don't even deserve that beautiful water. Send them to Galveston.
Send them to Galveston. What Charles Barkley say about that water out there? Send them to Galveston.
Send them to the Buffalo Bayou for all I care. Just get them out of here.
Yeah, cool. Last bit. We were running for an hour. I appreciate all of you for watching, man. We up to 260 now. I appreciate it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm glad Clip old enough to understand what's going on here. We got a comment from Peter. By the way, the Dubs are tired.
All right, when are we going to start realizing that Preston is barely older than me?
I'm just a grown man. You know,
he has real facial hair. Not everybody can say that. Some people got to spray it on. But we're not going to say no names, though, are we, Ryan?
Yo, who's that one coach in the NBA that did it? Or no, it wasn't the coach. Ryan Hollins.
I love Ryan Hollins out of
it. It wasn't on his chin, though. Like, you got the neck beard thing going. He's supposed to start here and then it come down. Like, now you don't start the beard from the neck and then come up, bro.
He covering up now. Oh, no way. Oh man. Oh man. Oh, we got Hoodie Ryan in the building. All right, okay. Hoodie Ryan. Let's talk about this real quick. Fresh 4-point play broke them. Yeah. Last game, that 4-point play, literally mid call. Steve Kerr talking about stuff. We just need to mitigate the fouls. We need to quit fouling. And play a little less physical, but make them work for it. Fred gets fouled on the 3 immediately. That was like the best transition I've seen in my entire life. That was absolutely crazy.
Jeez.
And then I agree that they're exhausted. Absolutely. But yeah, we need to give them an excuse to quit.
They're almost AK's age.
Leave them alone. Something I noticed was when we were beating their ass, when it was BTA, right? Belt to ass, I suppose. When we were winning by a large margin, at the top of the 4th quarter, Kerr called it. Like Kerr just immediately called it, right? Waving the white flag, right, so to speak. So I'm interested how that's going to go, what the substitution patterns going to look like, and how can we make Kerr wave the white flag immediately, right? Like I'm talking like in the 1st quarter, just give up, right? But they're going to throw a lot at us. AP, we talked about that. Donte on his thoughts here. So Ryan, now I want your thoughts on what we need to do.
You're delusional. That's not happening. I'm keeping it a buck.
All right.
But we need to come out of the gate shooting threes and making our shots.
This is Among Us in the right corner, bro. That's crazy.
But no, what we really need to do is we just need to come out of the gate swinging.
No, I agree. 100% I agree. We need to, for all intents and purposes, we just need to lay it all on the floor, man. That's what it is tonight, right? The culmination of our entire rebuild. I'm not saying it's happening tonight, but this is to show the fruits of our labor, right? How hard do our guys want it? Do you want it as bad as you did in game 1 when you dropped 85? Do you want it as bad as when you dropped 85 points in game 1? Or do you want it as bad as you did in game 6, in game 5, in game 2, right? What version of the Houston Rockets are we getting tonight? I think that's going to be, that's just going to be the question at the end of the day. AK, any more thoughts on that? What we need to do to win?
I think what we need to do to win is the same thing we've been doing, is beat them at the dog game we've been playing. We lead the NBA in dog rating, bro. We out dog teams time and time again. You can only outsmart us for so long, but if you can't match our dog, you're not gonna match this dub. Now, a little bit more on that when we do part 2 of the preview on the Rockets Propaganda channel later on.
That's honestly, at the end of the day, we just need to come out
with that too, man.
Facts. But yeah, we just need to come out and win at the end of the day. Go Rockets, go Houston. AK got some more Rockets propaganda coming out. Are we doing an actual quote pregame show for Rockets Round Robin?
Yeah.
Oh Lord. All right. So be prepared for that, everybody.
What time is tip off again? Tip off
7:30.
7:30.
Yep.
6:30 we getting on, bro. So everybody go take a lunch. Or take a lunch or dinner or whatever you do. And we finna get right back at it. We finna push some propaganda. I got some propaganda I'm finna post right now to the timeline.
Propaganda. Be pushing P over here. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate everyone jumping in today and showing your support. Please make sure you go subscribe to the Shade Rundown on X as well as Instagram, YouTube. We need all of y'all to go in the comments and let us know how Houston is winning this game 7, man. We got one Debbie Downer over here all the way to the right, and then we got the rest of us that are all feeling some type of way. But at the end of the day, what matters is how hard we play. I'm very proud of this Rockets team, and what I am going to say is that no matter what happens tonight, in the words of Russ, go out there and have fun. Donte, where can we find you?
Man, y'all can find me on IG, Coach Donte 5. Y'all can find me on X, Coach Donte, that Rockets guy. Y'all can also find me right here, A-Song Rundown. Y'all can also find me on the Round Robin side too, as well. Like I said, I'm just locked in and ready for Game 7 tonight.
Ready for Game 7, man. We're ready for war, so to speak. Ryan, where can we find you, man?
You already know to find me. Y'all can find me at Ryan Dunn on Twitter. And if y'all want someone that always keeps it real, you know the person to look for, because I don't sugarcoat and I don't like to make false predictions. I like to think that we are going to win, but I'm also going to keep it real at all times. With that
Right.
being said, you can find me on Rockets on Sports Illustrated, here on the HOU Rundown podcast, and on Rockets Round Robin as well.
This man is defending his honor, but I respect it, man. You gotta push out that narrative. I like it, man. I like it. AK, man, thank you for joining us today. Rockets Round Robin crew out here between AP and AK. AK first, man. Where can we find you, sir?
On Twitter /X at AK_VVS. Stay tuned to the part 2 of the pregame on the Rockets Propaganda and Rockets Round Robin channels. Don't be ahead of your whole life. You know what time it is. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for joining us today. And AP, of course, the last man of the hour. He decked out in the Tyree Easton gear, man. Where can we find you, sir?
That's right. Rockets, make sure y'all take this information in the head. Never underestimate the heart of a champion. So y'all go do your thing tonight. You follow me on X, on Twitter at Rocket King AP23. Make sure you follow all of us on the Round Robin, Facebook and Instagram channel, all of us on it. And Clutch City Connect with me and your boy TJ on Facebook and Instagram as well. Let's go get this done, man.
Man, that's it, man. Again, follow H-Time Rundown. Follow everybody out here, man. You see all the comments down below. And then again, remember, Bully 60 at him on Twitter, everyone. Bully 60 BOOLEY 60. He gonna pay his nails if the spectacular happens tonight, and he already be knowing. And he's not a happy camper that we called him out.
We really should do it just on live. Like we really honestly
live too. Post game live.
Post game live, make ED paint his nails. Ooh. Hey, look, if we can get 10 comments, that's all I'm asking. 10 comments on the YouTube channel for this episode. We will get AD on live and have him paint his nails on live.
And you know what? I'm gonna put into that. I'll buy the nail polish for him. Word.
Say less. We just get it tonight, man.
But it's still your fault, Ryan, that Tracy McGrady back went out in Houston. It's still